How's it going, everybody? Sam here with another video, and this one's going to be in relation to the other video that I posted today with the sub 8-minute achievement. I just wanted to make one that had different runes that didn't require you to beat the whole game or anything like that, so just gonna get right into it. For the character, again, we're gonna be playing Beastmaster. This is not gonna change. Beastmaster is fantastic for this achievement. He is able to clear things, I think, the fastest early on, and that's what makes him so good. In regards to runes, so instead of using singular focus, again, we're gonna be doing weapon expert. This is probably the most important rune for this whole thing. Having Cobra Totem level 1 is huge. Other than that, we're gonna do skill mastery shadow so that we can get some of those summons in there. We're gonna do skill affinity shadow so that we're just more likely to see those. And then same thing with nature. We're going to be going skill mastery nature as well as skill inclination nature. You can replace this with mastery. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, sorry, affinity. It's not that big of a deal between the 1 and the 3, but this is going to help you find those nature ones earlier on. So I just like to use this. But if you want to switch this out with this guy right here, no big deal. Skill tree, again, it's just going to be maxed out. This, in my opinion, is not the hardest thing to do. I was able to max out the skill tree in the first day, so I'm assuming if you're doing this achievement, you have played the game a little bit. So if you do not have this maxed out, I'm not 100% sure how much that is going to affect your basically playtime. Same thing with the runes. By completing the skill tree, you're going to have increased runic power, and then same thing with your achievements. That's why you can replace this skill inclination with the skill affinity, and that's gonna drop your, here we go, just total rune power to 7, which isn't the biggest deal in the world. The main thing, honestly, weapon expert. As long as you have weapon expert, you are good to go. So going into the map, same thing, going to be playing on the caves of Dhal Zhog. I just prefer this one because I think it has the best spawns in regards to mobs. I think it makes it so much easier for you. And then with the curse intensity, if you have these unlocked, go ahead and throw them on there. If not, it is not that big of a deal. You're going to have reckless goblins regardless if you're on, level 1. So reckless goblins and unholy reinforcements, you're going to add those every single time you see them. And then clone army, which is just going to increase the amount of elites. This is going to help us level up a little bit faster and just go all the way across from 1 to 7, whatever you have unlocked, add those in. If you have 1 through 7 unlocked, you're going to do curse intensity 17. So getting right into it, same thing as the other video, you're just going to want to move directly to that bottom left corner as fast as possible. You could do it at any corner. I just like the bottom left. And we're just going to sit under here for the most part. And this one, outside of being over here, we're actually going to stay tucked in this corner as much as we can. And same thing, don't worry about taking damage. It's not that big of a deal. With the low curse intensity, you're going to heal significantly more from those health crystals, which is really nice, because if you're playing on like intensity 7, you're healing like maybe 15 from those guys. So being able to heal for 40 is always a really nice feeling. So just stay down here. In regards to weapon skills and passives, nothing is changing from the other video. So you're going to want to go around 3 or 4 summons, Blade Storm if you pick it up, and Bestial Wrath. In a previous video, I had all of those. In a previous run that I did today, I actually did not have Blade Storm, and we absolutely clapped it and finished it in under 7 minutes. That was the fastest run I've done. It was about a 640. I'll go ahead and put a screenshot in the video here somewhere. But really, you're just going to have to get out in this small time when the elites are spawning early on, because this is your weakest point. So this is really the only time that you're going to be worried about this. But other than that, you're going to want to stay tucked in that bottom left corner. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip to all of the most important parts like boss spawns and what I have when I have my full setup. That way you're able to see exactly what I'll be going. So I'm going to just go ahead and speed the video up so you can see that I'm not going to, leave this video basically, or leave this run, sorry, and that it's all in the same run. So we're just going to do a 3x speed, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so first boss is going to spawn here in a second. Going to be around 2:30, so that is a awesome start. Just run up to the boss, obviously, as fast as possible, and just get rid of him and go back into that corner. As you can see, right now I am running 5 summons and Bestial Wrath. I picked up Putrid Hound, so I don't actually have any attack ability. So that is what I'm going for on this one. I'm not going to be changing that out. And so other than that, since we don't have any really like need for AoE outside of Cobra Totem, I'm gonna focus on Doom status effects and multicast. Same thing with cast speed, so that we're able to summon our mobs as fast as possible to keep us here in this bottom left corner, basically. Alright, second boss gonna spawn here. About a minute 5 seconds, so not too bad. This is one of the few instances where Leviathan isn't the worst thing in the world. Normally I don't pick Leviathan up because I enjoy moving, but since we're not really moving that much, we can take the additional damage, basically. Alright, next boss is going to spawn here in a second. Again, keeping it pretty close to a minute every single time, so doing fantastic in that regard. And finally, the fourth boss is going to spawn here in a second. Alright, last boss is going to spawn here in a second. Just when I get to him ASAP. And there we go. So this was a pretty decent run. Like I said, every single time you're going to really get close to 8 minutes. I will say in a previous run, let me just exit here so I could show you guys the timer. With this exact same build, outside of Skeleton Mage, I was able to get to under 7 minutes, which was kind of wild. We go in here, best time 6:25. That was absolutely crazy. I would say it's probably because Skeleton Mage is just strictly worse for this specific type of run, because Skeleton Archer works really well with crit and it attacks faster. So if you're able to pick up Skeleton Archer, that's a little bit stronger than Skeleton Mage in my opinion. I also had Vicious Strike still instead of Putrid Hounds in that last run, so possibly having an actual weapon ability for you to kind of kill things faster, not relying on your summons, especially on the ones that are directly on top of you, might be a good idea. But as you can see, different runes, you know, that didn't require you to beat all of the maps on Curse 6, basically, so this might be a little bit more plausible for a lot of you guys. And just, you know, nice and simple. Spawn in the bottom left corner, run down there. Make sure you're playing Beastmaster, make sure you got Weapon Expert for your runes so you have those Cobra Totems really easy and early on, and just hide in that bottom left corner and kill things as fast as you can. Focus on getting around 3 summons. Skeletal Archer is probably number 1, and then War Tiger right behind that. War Tiger, very, very strong single target, so really good for the bosses. The other two, you can kind of do whatever you want, and then for that last slot, you want to pick up Bestial Wrath. Bestial Wrath is just going to make your mobs do a lot faster, quicker damage. They move a lot quicker, so it's easier for them to get to the mobs, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you. And then the only thing you really have to focus on is whenever the boss is going to spawn, just run over to where it spawns. Hopefully your summons will be a little bit close to cooldown, or your summons are actually going to follow you because you're clearing the screen so well, and then burst that boss down and get that Soulstone so you're able to pick up all the experience that you've missed out on. I wouldn't stress yourself out about getting the XP that is dropping on the ground. I feel like that's one of the things that'll slow you down, because that's going to change the spawns. It's not going to spawn in that bottom left corner anymore. They're going to be spawning from different areas on the map, and that's kind of the main issue with getting this achievement done. So just stay in that bottom left corner until the boss spawns. They're spawning almost every minute, so you're going to get all that EXP. It's not really holding you back not getting those levels for, 30 seconds. And that's going to be the easiest way for you to do this. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. And as always, I really appreciate the support. See you in the next one.